Mani, talking about NGOs in Goa today, what's their status? Do they tackle rural issues sufficiently, or should they be doing more? Are they focusing on the wrong issues? What do you feel?
Well, the number of NGOs in Goa have increased a lot.
Yeah.
It has three reasons. The one is because of the failure of the state to deliver, to address the social agenda. Second, the growing unemployment in the society. And third, the growing people's expectations about the service sector.
Yeah.
And therefore, a kind of registered organizations are growing, which is known as NGOs, to fill this gap. The gap largely created by the failure of the state. The NGO today in Goa and outside is addressing the issues which particularly concerning about the health, about rural employment, about environment and ecology, and some of the right-based issues. The Goan NGOs are, in terms of numbers, they are quite big, and they are addressing the issues of like child rights, the issue of environment, issue of social employment and unemployment, issue of social unrest, HIV/AIDS, etc., etc. But still,
where are they lacking? Which issues are they
but
lacking?
still, I have to confess that that we the NGOs have not created much impact on society in terms of changing the negative values of the society, and in terms of the forcing the government to make the pro-people policies. This is also happening because there is no well-designed and well-deserved kind of communication among the NGOs. Everyone is quite occupied, and they are happy with their very fragmented kind of interventions.
Everyone is in their own niche kind of thing.
Yeah, and therefore, despite of the good number of work in Goa, in a small tiny Goa, but there is no concrete impact as such. Now there is impact on the issue-based intervention by the NGOs, but the NGOs' collective impact is somehow missing.
Critics of NGOs say that they are not accountable. I know you have very strong views on this point. How would you respond to this allegation that NGOs are not accountable?
A NGO cannot be unaccountable because NGOs are registered, and they are registered under either Trust Act or Society Act. And under Society Act, they have to file the returns every year. Second thing, they are also registered under Income Tax Act. And because of being registered under Income Tax Act, they have to file returns every year. Many NGOs are also registered under FCR Act of the Government of India.
Foreign Control.
Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. And under this act also, the NGOs has to submit their returns to the Home Ministry every year. Besides 3 returns to the Department of Registration, to the Income Tax Department and the Home Ministry, NGOs are also bound to present their statements before the general body, before executive body. So this allegation is the foolish one, and people do not know that how NGOs are governed.
You were saying about large part of your time goes on actually paperwork also.
Right. In fact, my 60% of work goes in managing the governance of my organization called Peaceful Society, and therefore we feel that there are many laws which are unnecessarily and duplicating one. In fact, government or society can get our better service by reducing the burden of accountability.
But in Goa, as things stand, what are the strengths and weaknesses of NGOs? In which areas can they function well and contribute to social change?
Well, many NGOs do not have a very clear social minds that how their work and their personality can impact the whole society. This is the one weakness which I find. Second thing, that on the skill side also, they are not very sound to make a better operation of their functioning. But their strength is of their ability to work for the society. That is the best part of that.
Goa is a society which is very strongly dominated by the middle class, by urban areas. Would this cause rural issues to go into the background?
I do feel that this is a great notion that Goa has a a very dominated population of middle class, and therefore the Goan lower class is completely ignored because of this notion. And NGOs in Goa, if you see in terms of number, they are not sufficiently addressing rural issues.
Like what?
The issues of poverty in rural areas, the lack of water in rural areas, the declining of the health status of rural areas, the whole gender gap in rural areas, and in depleting resources in rural areas. So the issues of rural areas are still not taking a prime seat in Goa, whereas the issues like HIV/AIDS or child rights, etc., are getting, to me, I'm sorry to say, but over focused.
Yeah.
And Goa still is the society where the rural mass exists and they operate.
So when you go for national conferences, do people have certain stereotypes of what Goa is and the issues?
Yeah, this country is very illiterate about Goa. They feel that Goa does not have any human problem. Goa is just beaches, and Goa is only for fun. But they do not know about the society in Goa, the problem in Goa, the kind of social inputs is going on in Goa, and therefore I believe that this country, Goa, is in very much part of this country, but this country has not yet understood this state.
Maybe could you give us one story which really shocked you when you first came to Goa, when you understood Goa, and when it struck you that issues in Goa are much more than just superficial middle class one?
Yeah, the one thing, there is a great divide in between the upper class and the lower class, upper caste and the lower caste. And most of the social activists or social elites are from the upper caste and upper class. And they hardly understand the life and the problem of the lower class, especially of rural Goa. Still, they are more active. The social elites are more active in the cities, and they try to shoot their guns from the cities instead of mobilizing and boosting the confidence in the mind of rural people. Therefore, the Bahujan Samaj, I do feel that they are gradually alienated from the social and political field in Goa. So a kind of frustration and directionlessness is existing in Bahujan Samaj, which may turn tomorrow in terms of violent act.
Finally, in terms of your future plans, would this vision shape the way peaceful society is going to orient itself in the years ahead?
Well, we have gradually we have also become a sort of national organization. So we are focusing on two things. One is creating ideal villages on the wisdoms of Mahatma Gandhi, where people take lead role instead of depending on the government for everything and blaming the government. Second thing, the mobilizing people from rural India is our growing thrust area. And second thing, of focusing on the rivers in India, where people are taking care of the rivers, and river should not become the area of exploitation for the industrial purposes, but river should remain the area of regeneration of the life and the ecology and environment in India. So we have built two forums, one called Swaraj, which is taking care of the constructive work in rural India, and another forum called Indian River Network, through which we are mobilizing the activist groups and the people from various river basins in this country. So we do believe that mobilizing rural poor for their own development is our key thrust in coming years. Plus, taking care of the environment and ecology is the prime task also.
Thanks.
Yeah.